Welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir David, and today I want to play the updated version of Predator Syndrome. If you would like to see my first few playthroughs, hopefully there is some kind of link or picture above my head where you can click that, or also in the description. The rain is so loud tonight. I can barely hear my thoughts. I look at the road in front of me. I can't remember how long I've been in this car. I'm so tired. It's hard for me to remember where I just went some minutes ago, but I stayed longer than I intended. I just know I'm going home. It started to rain shortly after I got into the car, right on time. If I hadn't, I would have been stuck under the rain. And who would want to be in that situation? Why did I think staying that late was such a good idea? I just want to go back home and rest after a hard day. Being around society. Nothing good is going to come out if I keep complaining. Besides, I can scold myself all I want when I get home. Maybe I should try and see the bright side of this. It is a lovely night. I mean, there's no traffic. I can see the road. The night is very peaceful. And the rain, as loud as it is actually kind of relaxing. Not only that, but the skies are clear. I can see some stars, and the full moon as well. It's shining more than usual. It's a bit eerie. It's also weird how you can see the moon, even if it's raining. This could be called a sun shower? I know sun showers are called kitsune weddings. Is there a moon version? I'm not sure. It's still weird. Maybe I should stop fantasizing about kitsune while I'm driving. But at the same time, it makes me feel like it's giving me some company in this lonely night. Some comfort. That sounds really corny. But I guess everyone's a little bit corny. Maybe sometimes when you're really lonely at night, the moon's company is comforting. The company of a satellite far, far away from the Earth. Am I that tired? I'm having conversations with the moon! I really need to go home. I can't wait to just lay down on my bed and close my eyes. Maybe I'll make something warm to drink before sleeping. It would be a good way to finish this tiring day. And after that, I can rest my eyes while my head is on my pillow, and then slowly fall asleep. You and I and the entire audience knows that's not gonna happen. We're not gonna have our warm bed and hot chalky milk. I even feel my eyes wanting to close now, but I have to resist that urge. It would be a bad idea to sleep while driving. The last thing I want is the crash. I may be tired as fluff right now, but I don't want to be in the news because I fell asleep while driving. It's best until I get home first. Huh? There's someone there. Driving on the wrong side of the road. Wait, hold on. This is just a one-way road. Why are they here? Hey! Why are they speeding up? Wait! Ow! Everything turned black. My head, it's spinning. I feel like I just got into a horrible car accident. I can't feel my legs. My gams. I can't feel my body. My hot bod. I try to open my eyes. What is this place? Where am I? It's really dark, but I seem to be in a long hall. Why can't I move? I try to make some sense of this place. I've never seen this before. Am I dreaming? Every part of my body feels numb. No matter how much I try to move my legs or my arms, nothing works. Actually, it doesn't even feel like I'm even touching the ground. I think... Well, I don't want to say what I think because it's a bit of a spoiler. It's like as if someone is carrying me. Jesus? Did I die? Am I in some sort of purgatory? I don't understand. I just know I want to get out of this place. I have to get out. I need to get out. I struggle a bit, but my body gives no response. The only thing it does is making me feel weak again. I can't avoid closing my eyes, as everything turns black again. It seems... there's nothing I can do anymore. Well, I'm dead. No, you're not dead yet. Night 1. I can feel myself slowly gaining consciousness again. I try to get up, but my body feels so heavy and it hurts.
Hey, It's fine.
Hee.
Take your time.
Hee. Huh? Who's talking to me? I don't recognize that voice. Sounds cute, though.
You're safe now. Don't push yourself.
That voice. Who is that? Am I in a hospital? Or did I die?
Well, if you did, then I'd be dead as well. And we'd be in some trouble. That, or I'm able to see ghosts.
How do you know that's not what's going on? I'm just a ghost that everyone can see. How comforting. Almost as if the person talking to me could read my mind. They laughed for some seconds. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot about that.
Sorry, I know it's not the best time for jokes. Can you open your eyes?
Open my eyes? Yes, I do want to see the lovely person who's talking to me. Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, right? I don't feel any bandages covering my eyes. That, and I feel myself resting on a bed. Maybe I am in the hospital. Even if I was nervous to see my current whereabouts, in the end I have to do it. I slowly open my eyes.
There you go. How are you feeling?
Much better now. My head hurts. I try to get up. My whole body hurts.
Hey, don't be so hard on yourself. You had it rough some hours ago.
Yeah, I got into a whole entire car accident. Had it rough? What happened? As I slowly sit down, I notice I wasn't in a hospital, but in a room. Ooh. I looked around, and then I turned to look at the man that was next to me, waiting for an explanation. So pretty! You were in a car accident. I heard the accident and found you. I took you to this town, but you were out of it for many hours. I was starting to worry, but I'm glad you're up now. A car crash? Crap. The more I tried to remember, the pain in my head got worse. At that moment, I put a hand on my head and felt a bandage. Did he aid me in my recovery? Thankfully, your wounds weren't too bad. You'll be fine, as long as you rest, of course. Are you okay? Do you need some space? I'm just trying to process everything. Well, let's start slowly, okay? If you need time, I'll understand. Oh, he's so sweet. What a nice young man. Surely not suspicious at all. I looked at him for a moment, unsure, but it'd be best to figure out if my brain isn't too damaged, right? Sure. All right, let's start with something easy. What's your name? I wonder if that's important, that the default name is false. Because I know there is something about my name, but I can't remember. I am espoir, it means hope in French. We're all so glad to see you again. Thank you so much for your hard work, and we all hope you have a fun time playing. Thank you, guys. If you didn't know already, I do a voice in this game, and it's coming up soon. And I was very happy to work with the developers, and I'm very flattered. Hey, are you feeling fine? You kind of spaced out. Yeah. Where were we? Oh, right, my name. What's my name? It's really pretty. Now, next question. What are your pronouns? I am a she, her. All right. Well, I guess your brain is working very well if you can remember who you are. My body was feeling better, so I was able to sit down on the bed and have a better look at my surroundings. This is a cozy room. The room was nicely illuminated and accommodating, yet also empty. It wasn't an infirmary, but it definitely seemed to be a small room, like if it were part of a small apartment. It was a very simple, minimalistic room, but even so, it was very comforting. But at the same time, something felt off. Everything's so perfect, a little too perfect. As for this person, he's a bit tall and quite pale, but he's definitely an adult. around his 20s. No, older than 26. By the way, here's your bag. I'll put it on the nightstand. I saw it on the crash site. I looked at the bag and nod. I look at the bag and nod, slowly taking it and making sure nothing was missing. It is yours, right? Yeah, it is. I couldn't help but notice a bandage on his ear. What about you? I told you my name. What's yours? I couldn't just ask him about his bandage out of nowhere. He was able to answer until the door opened.
Ah, you're awake.
A woman appeared with a white coat. Looks like she's a doctor.
How are you feeling?
I got brain injury. Besides the fact that I was in a car crash and my body hurts, I guess I'm fine. But where am I? You're in a town called Venus Grove. Your car crashed nearby. Luckily, Pierrot heard the accident and carried you here. I was going to bring you to the infirmary, however. It's currently busy with someone else, so we used this room. I hope you don't mind. Venus Grove. I wonder if that means something. Who's Pierrot?
I've been monitoring you while you were passed out. Fortunately, you don't seem to have any grave injuries or any internal bleeding.
Oh, thank goodness.
However, you still need to rest. I need to go back to work, but here are some painkillers and a glass of water. They should help your body feel better soon.
Thanks, Doc.
If you need me, I'm almost always in the infirmary, working.
Tough job being the only doctor in town, right, Darsha? You almost never go out.
Darsha's very busy. Very busy. The woman sighs.
It's my job, after all. Someone has to do it.
Seems like that man doesn't have any difficulty in knowing what others are thinking. Before I go back, you can tell Pierrot if there's something you need, or if the pain doesn't go away. He has been living here the longest, so he'll be able to help you. Is that all right with you, Pierrot? Of course. Then, if she needs any help, I'm counting on you. The woman walked away, seemingly a bit in a hurry. She's very busy. So, he is Pierrot. Who names their kid Pierrot? Who doesn't name their kid Pierrot? I'd be impressed if I met a kid named Pierrot. Your parents have taste. Your name is Pierrot? Huh? Oh, that. I know it may be a bit strange, but that's who I am. I know it can be weird, but I'd appreciate it if you could refer to me like that. Well, how does it affect me if his name is Pierrot in the end? Yeah, it's his choice. But that's a really unique name. It's a cool name. He smiled warmly. He seemed to be eager to tell me something very specific, but didn't. Did you hear with your magic ears that I was wondering about your name? In any case, you should rest a bit more. It's very early in the morning. Early in the morning? Only then I noticed the window and looked outside. It was so dark. What time is it? It's 4 a.m. A strange feeling filled my chest. Worry, intrigue. But at the same time, I was in a comfortable place with someone at my side. But as comfortable as it may feel, I can't forget that I'm in an unknown place with strangers. Hot strangers, but I'll leave it to you to get comfortable then. You're leaving? I have some matters to attend to. At 4 a.m.? Well, yeah, this is not a normal night, it appears. I only heard about the accident because I was working until late on the roof of the building. Also, working on a roof at 4 a.m., let alone 3 a.m., sounds like that would wake some people up. Next thing I know, I hear a car crash and find a stranger who needs help. And is it bad? Not at all. I'm glad I was able to be there with you when you needed me. Aww. He really went to help a stranger. Could I trust him? Why not? I can see you're very curious, but you really need to focus on getting better. I stared at him. I needed answers, After all, I was still in an unfamiliar place. But he didn't seem angry. He still smiled calmly. "All right, just one last question, and then you rest, okay?" One last question. Can I ask you out on a date? These are all very good questions. Is Pierrot really your real name? When can I leave? There's only one doctor, and can I ask you out on a date? When can I get out of here? When can I leave? Leaving? Now? You were just in a car crash. He seemed surprised. He often seemed to be very calm, so this expression was new. It shows off his beautiful golden eyes. But I have a life outside of here. I know how you feel, but you're not in the condition of taking a big trip. But I'll help you when the time comes. But you need to focus on getting better now. You need your energy. Him and Darsha said it, that my injuries weren't too bad. But my body still hurts, like it or not. Now that I think about this, I barely know this place anyways. What options do I have? It's not like I can leave this place tomorrow morning. I know nothing about it. And I have no car. All right. He seems satisfied with that answer.
Now, it's getting late, and your question has been answered. So it's time to rest now.
I let out a sigh. My eyes were getting tired as well. In that moment, he gave me a gentle pat on my head. He was trying to be comforting. "I promise to cheer you up tomorrow. I'll make you breakfast, okay? If you need me, my room number is 203. I'm in the apartment next door, so we're neighbors." "All right. Good night, then."
Good night.
Then he walked outside of the room. Only then I noticed his steps were quiet. He just helped me with a car accident. I should give him and myself a break. Being paranoid will just stress me even more. I still should keep an eye out. My legs seem to be working fine now. Maybe I could explore the room or go back to sleep. Let's look around. Well, now that I'm here, I might as well explore. Absolutely. Let's poke around a bit. What's this? Oh, I've heard of this book. The title is Duality by Nightmare Weavers. You hold on a second, Dad. That sounds familiar. Ah, I knew it. I knew that sounded familiar. I should really check it out. It's a great game. It's a great game. What's in the closet? There's nothing inside. Now that I noticed, I still have my clothes on. I only have my bandages and some bruises. For a car crash, I was very lucky. Perhaps that car crash wasn't everything it seemed to be. Even if I can't recall everything. Nice bed? A comfortable bed. Should I go to sleep? No, not yet. Anything in or on the table? Besides the closet and the bed, the only thing else here is a wooden desk. There's nothing on top of it. It's brand new. At least it makes the room seem less empty. Anything going on outside? There's a window here. It's dark outside, but I could see a path and some houses in the distance. To be honest, I've never heard of a town called Venus Grove, but this is a very small town, so I guess it makes sense. And due to what Pierrot said, I might be in an apartment. There's no one outside. Oh well, let's see what's behind this door. Oh God, it's really dark. There must be a light switch somewhere. Got it. Cute. Tub. That's a nice tub. I could use a bath, but I don't have any clean clothes to change into. And the thought of putting on the same clothes after a bath is gross. Ugh. Maybe tomorrow I can ask for a clean change of clothes. God, I look like a mess. Well, you did just get into a car accident. I should try to fix my hair. My face didn't seem dirty or have any cuts, probably because the bandages are hiding them. I am very lucky indeed. I wonder, where does this door lead to? It's too dark. Light switch. Where's a light switch? Here. Cute. Oh yeah, the other part of this room. Cute. Ooh, what's that? A nice painting. The author signed it. Guertina. That also sounds familiar. What's this door? This looks like the front door. It may not be a good idea to go outside so late. There's a peephole. Well, why not see through it? At worst, I can just see a black hole. No shenanigans there, right? Yep, everything's black. What's this door? This room is empty. I think it's the storage room. Huh, this could be a good place to hide. I hope I never need to know that. I wonder if I can lock the door. I hope I don't have to hide anytime soon, though. Oh, there's a kitchen here. That's a huge fridge! There's a fridge here. It's empty. Dang it. For a moment I had the hopes of finding something delicious inside. When am I going to wake up in a strange apartment with a refrigerator full of cakes? I guess tomorrow I could go buy groceries. Wait, my wallet. Mailed. I can't find it. Was I robbed? Did I lose it with my bag yesterday? Oh no, wait. Pierrot left it on the nightstand. Phew, I got worried for a second there. Thankfully, Pierrot said he would cook breakfast. Oh yeah, I hope I can trust him. Well, he did get my bag, and when I checked it, everything seemed to be okay. Then, yeah, maybe I can trust him. I wonder how good of a cook he is. There's nothing more I can explore here. Might as well go back. Where's that bed? Let's lay down. That's enough for now. I'm tired. I should sleep after taking the medicine that Darsha left. It was brand new, so I don't think I should worry about being poisoned. I really need to stop being paranoid and rest. And my body really needs something to help with the pain. I lie back down on the bed and close my eyes and let myself fall asleep. I guess I'm lucky I landed here. I'm here again. Why? I can't see the end of the hall, and nothing better dashed towards me. At least now it isn't as dark as before, and my head doesn't hurt. But really, why am I here again? What is the meaning of this place? Something's wrong. Something is really wrong. Oh, you don't even know. You don't even know how wrong things are. I'm not alone, am I? It sounds like somebody wants to sell me something. I finally caught you, light of my life. Remember, I'll always be watching you. No! Day 1. Whoomst! What was that dream all about? Holy crap, I can feel my heart beating so fast. I look around, so the accident really wasn't a dream. God, there's just so much to think about now. I put a hand on my head, feeling the bandages once again, only to realize my body doesn't hurt anymore. Those painkillers did the trick. Now that I'm almost healed, maybe I should check if I can call someone. There's no signal. Of course. Fluff! Maybe I can ask Darsha or Pierrot about it. I slowly get up from the bed and walk towards the door. However, as I get close, I feel a presence. This again. I start to get nervous. I'm afraid of what could be on the other side. I slowly reach for the door's handle. I should try to eat. Pierrot did said he would do breakfast, but if a stranger is out there... Should I open the door? YOLO! Go out! There's no use in staying here, since yesterday I've been paranoid. I take a deep breath and open the door and get my fists ready for whoever's out there. The moment I step into the next room, I feel a sweet scent arrive. Espoir, you're awake. I hope my presence didn't wake you up. Pierrot. So my intuition wasn't too far off. What are you doing here? Yesterday I promised you I'd make you breakfast, right? That's why I'm here. I figured it'd be better to wake you up with breakfast in bed than just knock and wait awkwardly for you to open the door while I had a plate in my hands. Yeah, that would have ended poorly. But this will just be a one-time occasion, so don't worry about finding me all the time in your home after you wake up. Right, Pierrot, right. Finding you in the shadows of my room, watching me sleep or something. That's actually a bit thoughtful. He smiled gently. So, what did you prepare? Sit down. I'll give it to you in a moment. I do as he asks and sit on the sofa close to me. Here you go. It's the perfect temperature. I'm not so sure about your preferences, but if you don't like it, you can tell me, and I'll prepare something else. Really? What did you make? He smiles as he brought a plate of French toast, putting it down on the table in front of me. So that's what was giving that sweet scent. Not only that, but it looks really tasty. I haven't made homemade French toast in so long. Oh yeah, I also got you some juice, he said as he put down a glass next to the plate. Thank you. Really. You sure are being nice to a complete stranger who you saved from a car accident. So, what's the plan for today? The plan? I'm feeling better now, but this doesn't erase the fact that I'm in an unknown place and I have to go back. Ah, yes, about that. Darsha and I went to check, and the state of your car is not good. Oh God, my wheels! But someone could fix it, right? I don't think so. It's really in a bad state. Then there must be a way to go out, right? It's complicated. This town is small and quite old-fashioned. There are no cars. But there must be a way to contact other towns or a nearby city. Of course, there's a bus that sometimes comes and goes, but it's rare to see it. I think you have to contact someone so the bus comes for you. That's really weird. But how did you come here? Darsha said you've been here the longest. That was when I was 14, and my adoptive father moved here. Listen, I'll try to do my best to investigate, but everything points out that you'll be here for some days. But what can I do? I tried calling someone, but there's no signal. Not only that, but I probably don't have enough money to live here for a long time. My body started to shake. I'd have to stay here for who knows how long, and I can't even talk to anybody, and at that moment, I felt Pierrot's hand on my shoulder.
Hey, take deep breaths.
Hey.
Don't worry. I will help you. You can stay in this room in the meantime.
I looked into his eyes. He seemed genuine. But why are you so determined to help me? There was a small silence.
Because I know how it feels. To feel lost and alone. Scared that no one will be there for you. That's why I want to help you.
Pierrot, I have an idea. What if I show you around town? I think there's some places that can be of your interest. My interest? You got any game stores? Grocery stores? Clothing stores? You call it. It might be an old town, but it can be very comfortable. How do you know that I wanted to go grocery shopping and clothing shopping? All right, I may not have a lot of money, but I can look around. Let me worry about that, okay? Actually, I have the perfect place in mind now. You do? Well, since you're going to stay for some days, you might as well have some change of clothes. So why not go to the local tailor? There's a tailor here? Yes, she's a friend of mine. And again, don't worry about the money. I'm sure she'll understand. Well, it is a fact that I'm gonna need a change of clothes if I'm gonna stay for a few days. All right, let's go. I say as I finish my breakfast. Man, now I really want some French toast. This exact same thing happened the last time I played this. I recorded this video and then went downstairs and made some French toast. It was really kind of Pierrot to look after me. After going out of my room, I finally was able to look around and see the building. This place was certainly impressive. You. I know you. And I recognize that pattern as well. This place was certainly impressive. I wonder who else lives here. While we were talking, Pierrot showed me around. There's the infirmary, or, well, you could say it's Darcia's office. I see. There's a... Ah, you two are awake. Good morning. I turned to look around and find Darcia sitting down. Good morning. I smile awkwardly as I noticed Darcia wasn't alone. There was another person next to her. A teen, around 16 years old. Seems like she was helping him study. So, did you sleep well? Yeah. Though, about that dream, what was that about? Wait, what time is it? 11:30 a.m., he said while looking at a nearby wall clock. I see. Why don't we take a break, Tartaglia? I'll go get you something for lunch. The teen didn't look at her. He simply nodded and closed his books as Darcia got up and walked away. His name is Tartaglia? He barely looked at us. He didn't seem to like our presence. Morning, Tartaglia. Aw. Pierrot simply greeted him, ignoring the glare of the young boy. This is Espoir. She's new in town. Well, it would be rude to not present myself anyways. Nice to meet you? I tried to be kind, but he simply glared at me. Listen, kid. Tartaglia simply stayed quiet, and then looked at him, then at me, then back to Pierrot, until he slowly opened his mouth, took a deep breath, and...
I don't give a shit about that! Fucking idiot! Go sit on a dick and shut up!
Calm. Be calm. Be calm around the youth. Whoa, what is with this kid?
He doesn't like any adults.
Clearly. Pierrot whispered to me. Yeah, I can see that. Does he always talk like that? You'd be surprised.
I can hear you two fucks!
Patience. Patience. Calm. Gentle parenting.
Why don't you two fuck off?
Pierrot and I looked at each other and came to the same conclusion. Better to back off. It's not like that kid wants us near anyways. Excellent voice acting. As we got out of the building, I came to realize how different the exterior looked. While the inside looked modern, the outside looked absolutely different. Ooh, very old. Not like if it were abandoned, but as if I had stepped out of a time machine. So, how are you feeling? My thoughts were interrupted by Pierrot, who looked at me patiently for an answer. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah. I mean, I want to go to there. I want to go to a nice place that looks like you stepped out of a time machine. I'd love that. Sort of excited. This is neat. I guess excited? Is it weird? Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. But don't you think it's better to feel a positive feeling now? Beats being scared or nervous. Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sure you'll have a good time today. Just relax and go with the flow. Let's be optimistic, he said. His good mood was almost contagious. After walking for quite a while, I had started to notice that the path to the town was a bit far, but the scenery was quite nice. The soft breeze against my skin, the smell of wet grass after the loud rain from yesterday. In the meantime, I was talking with Pierrot. Common things, nothing too deep, until ahead there was another figure. Pierrot and I were the only ones on that path, therefore she was the first thing that caught my eye, then her clothes, then the fact that she was holding some boxes.
Hey, Rosaura.
Rosaura? Is she absolutely adorable? The girl looked towards us, trying to answer, but having some trouble with the boxes. As I saw her, one of the boxes was about to fall. Oh no! My reflexes kicked in and ran to help her, meeting her eye. Oh yeah, she's got her Her other eye was covered with an eye patch.
Ah, thank you.
She smiled as I took one of the boxes.
Another second and those boxes would have fallen to the floor.
That me! It sounds so good! Alright, it's time to get serious. We've got clothes and we've got food to buy and we've got to help Rosaura. What's in these boxes?
Last month I ordered some new clothes. I was pretty excited, but the order got delayed. However, yesterday night they arrived. I was so happy about it. But today I forgot to move them to the tailor shop, so I ran back home to get them. But I didn't think too much, and I took all of the boxes at the same time.
She smiled nervously, but Pierrot simply put a hand on her head.
Be more careful next time. We don't want you to get hurt.
Aw.
I know, but I was just so excited.
These two seemed to get along. Well, Pierrot did mention about them being good friends. However, Rosaura suddenly turned to look at me.
Oh, I've never seen you here before. Are you new in town?
Well, I had a car accident and, yeah, looks like I'll stay here until that situation is fixed. My poor car, it's probably a cube on the side of the road. It's beyond repair.
You poor thing. You didn't get hurt, right?
A bit, but thankfully Pierrot and Darsha were there to help me, so it wasn't too bad. Giggling at the thought that I'm basically talking to my own voice. That's neat. I like that. I'm so glad I could help this team out.
I'm Espoir. Nice to meet you. The name's Rosaura. It's nice to meet you too.
I looked at her, her smile being gentle and even welcoming. Not only that, but she also seemed to be optimistic. Before I could answer, Pierrot intervened. Due to the accident, Espoir doesn't have any change of clothes. Therefore, why not ask the best tailor I know for help? The girl laughed a little.
Aw, Pierrot, you're too kind. Sure, I can help with that.
I'll pay for everything, so you two don't have to worry.
Everything?
I want a Victorian ball gown. Pierrot, are you sure? This surely won't be cheap. I'm sure. I have my own money I can use. There's no reason to worry. Besides, I'll be helping you. That's more than enough for me.
Pierrot and I are friends too. Close friends, in fact. So don't worry. I'll give him a discount too.
That's not necessary. Work is work, and should be paid accordingly. The two laughed slightly. The atmosphere was very comforting between the three of us. Until it was interrupted by a teenage boy. He seemed to be in a hurry. Tartaglia?
The doctor. Totore. Darsha told me to tell you. He was looking for you.
Oh, yeah. Pierrot frowned slightly. He seemed like he didn't want to go. Dottore?
Looks like I don't have a choice.
He sighed and turned to me, his smile returning like always. Sorry, I have to go, but I'll try to hurry, okay?
Don't worry, she's in good hands.
Pierrot didn't answer as he started to walk away.
Good luck with your homework, Tartaglia.
Listen here, kid, don't you say bad words to Rosaura. Rosaura smiled, but only got a frown from the boy in return. So, he's like that with all adults?
We try to be understanding. It must be hard being the only teen in town.
The only teen? I guess that sort of explains some things.
So, come on, I'll show you where the shop is.
She then started guiding me towards the town. Ooh. Almost in the blink of an eye, I was at her shop already. It was quite well decorated, giving an old but comforting air. Everything was so pretty, and pink.
It's quite hard to think what he'd like.
Well, the intention is what counts, right?
Yeah.
I take a deep breath and consider my options. Well, let's just explore. I continue to think of Rosaura's words. It's better to get moving than staying here doing nothing. I walk around, looking at the shops. Everything seems quite normal, and the locals, while somewhat distant, were polite. Not only that, but I noticed that most of them were around their 40s. Everything seemed quite normal. The town wasn't exactly something out of the ordinary. After walking around for a little over half an hour, I had finished with this part of town. This was too small to be the whole town, so I continued to walk around. Eventually, I was able to spot another path. Without thinking too much, I started to walk towards it. The path had trees surrounding it, making it peaceful to walk around. I could feel a light breeze on my skin, while hearing the sounds of leaves being moved by the wind. It's nice. The only unusual thing about this was the fog. As I feel the breeze fade, I hear someone behind me, heavy steps, crunching the dry leaves that were on the ground. Another presence. Keep walking. Run away. Confront. Who are you? Who are you? What do you want? And are you cute? I take a deep breath and slowly look back. I'm not going to run away. Pretty much because I kind of already know who it is. Whatever or whoever is behind me, I won't run away from them. I look at him. It's just a tall man, with a lot of warm clothing. Now that I think about it, it is getting a bit cold over here.
I just want to say you're going the wrong way.
Huh? The wrong way? You're going to my house. I live in the woods. You probably tried to go to the other part of town, but followed the path I used to go home. Oh, just coming up all in your forest house. How did you know?
As I said, I live close from here.
No, I mean, how did you arrive at that conclusion? That's very specific. Oh.
Because it has happened way too many times before.
Gosh darn it, more new people coming to my house, walking past my windows. Oh.
Come on, I'll show you the right path.
Thank you. He then started to walk away without looking at me. So it was another local. In a way, I started to feel embarrassed. He stopped to look me in the eye, intimidating me for a bit. Yeah. I then try to catch up to him as I look up, trying to analyze him. He seemed to be older than Pierrot and Rosaura, and his face had multiple scars. Not only that, but he sounds like he needs a good night's sleep. Sorry. For scaring you. No, it's fine. I'm sorry for mistaking the paths. Don't blame yourself over a little mistake, especially one that many do. His tone of voice was calm, incredibly comforting, even if it probably wasn't on purpose. He's just tired. I felt some relief after hearing those words. There's a small silence, however. It didn't feel uncomfortable. So, you're new in town, right? I looked up at him. Was he trying to make small talk? I simply nodded and answered. I'm Espoir. What about you? Was he going to have a unique name as well? One that I actually pronounced the correct way this time? People call me Sandrone. Called it. Hey, Sandrone is a very cool name. Well, since he was trying to chat, it won't hurt if I put in some effort too. I don't know. I don't remember if I asked about his name. So, Sandrone. Does that mean something? Where's the name from? I don't know. Oh. It's just a nickname the others gave me. I'm not sure why, to be honest. So, the others, their names are nicknames? Most likely. So, if you don't mind me asking, what's your real name? Actually, I don't like my name. It's not like I dislike it, but it gives me some difficult memories. Then, would you prefer me to call you Sandrone? I'd appreciate it. Thanks. He actually seemed like a very calm guy. Why was I worried? Until now, almost everyone has been very welcoming. It's because he is a tall man that suddenly met you in the forest. Espoir, where are you? Espoir! Looks like Pierrot is looking for you.
Oh, right.
Does mean walking up at Sandrone's house. We walked outside the forest, reuniting with Pierrot.
Ah, there you are. I went looking for you when Rosaura told me you went exploring. I was worried you'd get lost.
Told you I'd get lost.
Yeah, about that.
You got lost, didn't you?
Yeah. I nod slightly, a bit embarrassed. Oh, but Sandrone helped me. Ah, I see. Well then, why don't we go and buy some things for your place, and some groceries too? Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea. I should have a thing or two in the fridge at least. And I may not plan to live here, but if I'm going to be stuck for who knows how long, it won't hurt to decorate the place a bit. Good idea. Thanks, Pierrot. I guess I'll see you around then, Sandrone. I turned to look for Sandrone, but he was nowhere to be seen. He dipped back into the forest. Ah, Sandrone is a bit of a hermit. I wouldn't worry too much about him. Oh, right. Now, let's go. I hope your first day was enjoyable. I'm just thankful I'm not dealing with this alone. We spent quite some hours outside, buying some groceries and stuff I might use on my time here, and also some clean clothes while I waited for Rosaura to finish. Pierrot offered to pay most of it. It's still surprising he'd do this for a complete stranger, but maybe he's just feeling some pity over my situation. After a long day of shopping, Pierrot and I went back to the apartment with multiple bags, both of us making a team to carry them. Eventually, we managed to go back to the apartments with sore arms, but besides that, I don't think this was a bad day.
Pierrot, Espoir.
Pierrot and I share a look of surprise as we hear our names.
Welcome back.
Rosie? Sandrone? What are you doing here?
Well, me and Sandrone were thinking, and we thought it'd be a good idea to give you some welcoming gifts. Sandrone was very excited about the idea.
Sandrone, excited.
She came up with the idea and insisted me to join.
Hey, why do you have to expose me like that?
Where's Darsha and Tartaglia? They're usually here at this hour.
I'm not sure.
I think Darsha is with Pulcino and Nella, probably.
Who?
As for Tartaglia, he's being a teen. He's in his room listening to them rock and rolls and them My Chemical Romances. After he mentioned that, we were all quiet, and I could hear a faint sound of metal music playing from a nearby room. So that's what he meant. It's better to not bother him. Yeah, he'd curse us all out. We all nodded. We did not want to deal with a moody teenager.
Anyways, here's my gift.
Rosaura suddenly stepped in front of me, handing me a notebook, a very decorated one.
Here, I thought you could use this. I can do more than making clothes, you know. It took me some time to fully adjust to this town, so I began to write a diary. I thought it could help you as well. Sandrone got you something as well.
Plant.
Plant. Well?
That's...
I barely know Espoir. I didn't know what to give. I grow plants and my grandmother used to grow chrysanthemums. She used to say they could protect you. So here. Thank you. He gently, and maybe even a bit shyly, handed me the potted plant. It was a small yet nice detail. Not only that, but the flowers looked in excellent health.
Actually, I see you and Pierrot went shopping. Do you need help settling in?
I looked at the two of them. Rosaura seemed happy to help, while Sandrone didn't seem to mind. I turned to Pierrot. He just stared at me, waiting for my decision. Sure. Do it on my own? No. Let's all be a big family about this. Rosaura seemed delighted by my choice, while Sandrone simply nodded. We spent the rest of the day putting up and arranging the stuff we bought. Rosaura was very focused on making the place look nice. She was the most talkative out of all of us. Sandrone, meanwhile, replied once in a while. Pierrot, however, was quiet the entire time they stayed here. But eventually, we all finished arranging the room until night had arrived and the others left. Night 2. Today ended up being a very tiring day, but at least it was nice being able to stretch my legs and walk around and see the town. Not only that, but meeting some of the townspeople was also nice. I looked at the room. It definitely looked better with new decorations, less empty. I don't know when I'll be able to leave this town. I know I won't stay here forever, but knowing that the people here are so welcoming, it even feels unreal, almost too good to be true. Maybe you shouldn't be here. But it simply is. It's not like I have something to offer them, and it's not like they have me kidnapped. Maybe I'm just incredibly lucky. Even if I won't stay forever, maybe I should enjoy this. I mean, it is a nice gig. I then turned off the lights. It was time to go to bed. It was so late. I'm sure everyone else must have gone to bed too. I hope I don't have that dream again. The scream that they scrumped! What was that? Was that a scream? No. What am I thinking? Yes, that was a scream! I quickly look outside the window. Did someone get hurt? But to my surprise, there was nothing. No one. But then why was there a scream? That's not normal. I look outside the window, but I can't see anyone injured. I take a step back. Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe I'm just so tired that I'm hearing things in my head. No, I don't think I can go to sleep. At least not until I make sure that everything is fine. I may be very paranoid right now, but come on, just let's do this before I go back to bed. Just one last thing. Make sure nobody's, dying of a bleeding wound or something. I take a deep breath as I slowly go look outside the building. I was a bit hesitant, fearing for the worst as I looked around my surroundings. But the darkness, and my eyes hadn't gotten used to the dark. I couldn't see anything very well. But maybe everything was normal, right? Espoir? Ah! I jump and turn to look at the person calling me. It was Pierrot. Where did he come from? Pierrot! What the fluff? You almost gave me a heart attack. Sorry. I was just going back to my apartment. Is something wrong? I heard a scream. Wait, a scream? He seemed surprised and looked around, but just like me, he didn't find anything. There's no one around, though. You have to believe me. There was a scream. You have to believe me. All right, let's go check it out together, okay? I nodded as we started to walk around the apartment, or it's just Pierrot doing his nightly screaming. We looked everywhere, but there was no one. There's no one around. Maybe it was just your imagination. You've been doing a lot of stuff, and, well, you can't deny there's surely still some stress in you. I'm not sure. Just giving ideas. I'm just as confused as you are. Last night you had a car crash, and today you had to buy things for your unexpected stay, and almost got lost in the forest. You can't deny all of those things cause stress. He wasn't lying. Maybe it really is in my head. Almost as if I truly wanted to make sure there was nothing. I looked around once more. Hey, why don't you come inside? If you want, I can give you company. Sure, let's do that. Yeah, maybe he's right. I nodded slowly as he started to guide me inside the building again. Once we arrived in the room, it seemed he was incredibly careful with me. It maybe was due to me being anxious and looking back a lot.
Why don't you lay down? I'll prepare something for you.
Some hot chalky milk? I nodded, heading towards my room. It was completely dark except for the light of the living room, as I heard Pierrot heating up something. I looked at the window for a moment that seemed to be eternal. I then got up and closed the curtains. I couldn't stand the thought of, maybe this time, seeing something instead of hearing. I let my body fall on the bed and stared at the ceiling until I heard the door opening, some light filling the room.
I'm here.
I turned to Pierrot. He was holding a cup of what smelled like hot chocolate. Hot chucky milk! I slowly sat up on the bed as he handed me the cup and sat on the bed as well.
Here. Be careful. It's hot.
I've already burnt my tongue. Thank you. I carefully took the cup and noticed it had some marshmallows and a hint of cinnamon. This is fancy hot chocolate. But there's something else. Something floral. I turned to look at him, about to speak up, and he beat me to it. It's lavender syrup. How did you know I was thinking about something floral? I mean, okay, I'll give you this. In this one instance, it's probably obvious what I'm thinking, but I can't remember if Pierrot can read your thoughts or not. My eyes widened at his words. As I smelled the beverage again. Yeah, it was lavender. I carefully bring the cup to my lips to take a sip, hoping to not burn myself. But to my surprise, it was the perfect temperature. Not only that, it was really good. I turned to Pierrot for a moment, seeing his expression. He was happy I enjoyed the drink he had prepared for me. How do you do it? What do you mean? It's almost as if you know what to say, even before someone speaks. It's like you can read people's minds. Yeah, Pierrot, can you do that? That made him laugh a bit. I'm not sure how to answer that. I guess I've always been a perceptive person since I was young. Really? How so? Well, as I was growing up, I was very quiet. There were some years where I didn't even talk. I almost choked on my drink once I heard that. Years? Really? Really. I was called Mime back then. A bit mean, but you know how kids can be. I don't have anything against them. Plus, my name is Pierrot now, so I guess they sort of predicted it. He didn't really seem bothered by it, but being called that, it's true that I barely knew anything about Pierrot's past, but it must have been hard. It's not that bad. He shrugged. Those were hard times, but by being quiet, I eventually learnt about people, how they reacted, how they thought. After years, you become quite perceptive. It's true we're all different. However, in a weird way, we're all the same, too, and we have a lot in common, like it or not. I stayed quiet as he continued to talk. I can't even imagine how it'd be to stay quiet for years, or even know why he did that, but it is none of my business. You're kind of amazing. He seemed surprised at that, but then smiled again. The one who just went through a car crash and is adapting and moving forward in such a difficult situation is saying I'm amazing? I'm honored. We both laughed at his response. We continued talking for a while, making me forget about my worries and the scream that was scrumped. Pierrot stayed by my side all the time, being patient with me. I smile as I slowly close my eyes and fall asleep. Oh yeah, in front of you, there's a path you can follow. How does it look? Wood, grass, snow, porcelain, flower? I like flowers. This path has a nice smell. The flowers were pretty and soft, too, welcoming even. You gently caressed the flowers with your hand as you kept walking, until something stings you. A thorn. Your finger is bleeding now. But this is the path you've chosen. I can deal with that. Ooh. Is this The town? It looks different from before. It looks way more lavender. Then I heard someone fall. In the distance, I could see a young girl on the floor. Was that a little kid? The girl got up and looked at me. Well, I think she was. It seemed like she was surprised, but then... Ah! I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. Something is behind her. I don't know what that was, but I don't like it. Oh, it was a dream. I slowly get up, sit on the bed, and rub my eyes. Despite everything, I think I'm getting used to this place. I try to remember what happened yesterday, but I do know that I was able to rest very well. I yawn as I get up. It's time to start the day. That's so ominous. I know nothing's gonna happen, but it's so ominous. My head. I still have the bandages. I changed them, but my head is hurting quite a bit. There's some scars, but at least it seems to be healing well. I hope I'll be able to stop using them soon. Maybe I can ask Darsha what she thinks. She is the doctor, after all. I walk to the kitchen and start to prepare breakfast with what I brought yesterday. However, as I go into the living room, I saw a plate of pancakes covered with some plastic wrap and a note. Aww. Hey, Espoir, I hope you had a good night. When I was about to tell you, I was heading to my room and noticed you were already asleep. You were so tired, I decided to surprise you with some breakfast. I made it hoping it gives you some energy. See you later. So sweet. Absolutely darling. After a few minutes, I finish my breakfast and stretch. I wonder what I should do today. Nah. Right when I was about to consider my options, I heard a knock on the door.
Espoir, are you there?
Rosaura? I went to open the door. Indeed, it was her.
Hey, good morning. Did you sleep well?
I had a crazy dream about a thing. You're too kind. I had a weird dream, but I think I'm getting used to it. Now, I wonder if everyone here has those weird dreams. Rosaura's expression softened, almost like saying she understood my struggles. So, what brings you here?
Oh, right. Well, yesterday Sandrone said you got lost while trying to get to the other part of the town. I was wondering if you'd like to go there.
Really? She nodded.
Honestly, I can't blame you. I did the same thing when I got here. But when you live in this town for a while, you'll see you won't get lost anymore. Plus, even if you do, keep in mind that Sandrone will eventually find you.
Why does that sound like a threat? Did he also find you when you got lost?
Yes, every time I get lost.
Well, I don't have anything to do today. Sure. She smiled.
Awesome! Let's go. We can go to the town's cafe.
Sounds great. I took my things and the two of us started walking away from the apartments. Rosaura and I continued to talk as we kept walking to the cafe. She told me more about the town, her work, and even other locals, such as Malvina, Servet, Burantino, Colombina, Arleccino. At this point, I'm getting used to all these unique names. However, as we were walking, I accidentally bumped with someone else.
Meowed. Sorry.
I turned to look at the very tall man, maybe taller than Sandrone. His expression was similar to Pierrot, yet also different.
Oh, no need to apologize, darling.
Darling? His tone was kind of flirty.
Oh, he's Poltino. I was just about to tell you about him.
Hey, he's taller than Sandrone? Why did he call me darling? I'm gonna be thinking about that all day.
Ah, Rosaura, darling, it's so good to see you. Is everything all right, dear?
All is good. Espa and I are gonna go to the cafeteria.
The cafeteria?
Mm-hmm. I'm showing Espoir the other part of town. You know, the one close to the forest, since she's new to the town.
Ah, right. I'm sure Sandrone helped you. Did he also help you when you got to the town?
Oh, no. I've been here longer than him, and I never had any trouble. And I must say, the moment he first took a step inside the forest,
It was like he already knew it. But it must be because he's someone who really likes nature, even has his own place to grow his food and all. He really is a sweetheart sometimes.
Oh, so he calls everyone those types of names.
Anyway, I'll let you two go. I have things to do.
Sure, good luck.
and also, say hi to Nella for me. Would you, dear?
The man waved his hand and continued to walk away. Does he always call everyone darling or sweetheart?
Yep, I guess that's his way to be friendly with everyone. But if you're not comfortable with it, you can tell him. I also wasn't comfortable with him calling me those names when I first got here. But the more we talked, the more comfortable I was around him.
He seems like an okay guy.
Arleccino is the town's architect. He also works closely with Dottore, the mayor.
The guy who is called Dottore is the town's mayor? That sounds so
ironic. Yeah, everyone thinks the same, but I think he has a doctor's degree.
Have you met him before?
Yeah, he always welcomes each resident when he can. He's a busy man, so often it's Pierrot who does it.
Pierrot?
I think it's because they're father and son. Though, if you ask me, they don't look related, but it's not my business.
So, father and son.
Come on now, let's go.
Oh, we eventually arrived. It looked a bit empty, but nice. There was a lake in front of the cafe, which gave it a nice aesthetic. Not only that, but the water was clean. There was no trash or anything. Ooh. Once Rosaura opened the cafe's door, we were welcomed by the sound of a bell. It didn't take long until someone talked to us, but didn't come see us. I'm coming. I'll get your order soon.
Thanks.
We then sat down at a table next to the window. There were already some menus on the table, so Rosaura and I were able to start reading and seeing what to order. I already had breakfast, so I'll only order a drink. There aren't any prices on it. Why is that? Actually, yesterday when Pierrot helped me to get my stuff from my place, some of the stuff had prices, but others didn't. But I was tired back then. Also, Pierrot didn't take too long to pay.
Espoir? Yeah? I have to ask, how are your injuries?
My injuries? Oh, yeah. Well, today after I had breakfast, I took a look, and they seem to be healing very well.
I see. I'm glad to know. I wanted to ask before, but I guess I thought it'd be too awkward.
Well, it's not like it's a secret I had an accident. I'm sure the whole town heard it.
True, but, I mean, not everyone wants to talk about their injuries.
Everyone suspiciously has a bandage.
But in any case, what matters is that you're fine now. Actually, do you, by any chance, know what could have caused the accident?
One of these two drivers was going in the wrong direction. The accident.
Welcome to Coronation Hills. What can I get for you today?
I looked up to meet the waitress's eyes. Pretty.
Oh, I'll have a caramel frappe.
Sure. What about you? She then turned to look at me, making me a bit nervous. Ooh, elderflower soda. Rose iced tea. Lavender lemonade. Ooh. Got it.
Hey, it's still quite early. Why don't you sit with us?
Huh? I'd love to, but Neela hasn't arrived yet, so...
Nella? Oh, right. The Pochino guy mentioned her, right?
Neela is my boss. She's a bit late today, so I have to prepare the drinks.
Oh.
Why doesn't everything have prices?
Sorry, Ro.
Nah, go ahead. Give me the orders. I'm gonna do them.
Neela?
Neela.
All of us turned to look at a black-haired woman who had just entered the shop.
Oh, sorry, girl. I overslept. Let me make it up to you.
Oh, okay, if you're sure.
Great! It's been a bit since we've caught up.
Aw.
Yeah, we've both been busy.
I looked at them, talking. I couldn't help but to feel a bit out of place.
Oh, right. I forgot to introduce you to. Espoir, this is Colombina. Colombina, this is Espoir.
Oh, nice to meet you. You were the one who got into a car accident, right? Man, news really spread fast in this town, huh? Well, it is a small town. Sorry to hear that. I've never really been in one. It's fine. Accidents happen. My poor car, though. I just don't know how it happened. I was just driving and then someone... I put my hand on my head and closed my eyes. I felt a sharp pain. Ouch!
Are you okay?
The two looked at me with worry. Yeah, just my head hurts. My head strangely hurts when I try to remember how I got here.
I'll go get Nella.
I could hear Rosaura getting up and running away. I kept holding my head until I felt the pain fade slowly.
You tied the bandages on your head too tightly.
Ooh. Huh?
There. Is that better?
Thank you. I opened my eyes to find Colombina close to my face, looking directly at my eyes. Yeah, thanks. The closeness. I couldn't help but feel quite nervous. What should I say? Well, I mean, she is. You're very pretty. You have pretty golden eyes. Sorry, it's just the head injury. Fluff. Well, I mean, she is. I love that shade of blue. Why did I say that? Who just says that to a girl out of nowhere? Thanks, she replied with some blush on her face. She like that?
I'm back.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, turns out I just had a bad headache because I tied my bandages very tightly, but Colombina helped me.
Oh, okay. That's good. I was getting worried.
Anyways, why don't you three relax? I'll go get your drinks soon. And with that, she walked back into the kitchen. Nella is a bit mysterious, huh? She seemed way too relaxed despite seeing Rosaura panicking.
She's like that, but she's not a bad person.
She and her brother are certainly unique. Brother?
Well, Gino. Oh, but don't misunderstand. The two aren't bad people. They're just a bit unique.
I think they take it as a compliment. At least Nella would. I work with her after all. Plus, I think they know it too, but they don't mind. But in any case, I don't think it's our business. Yeah, fair enough.
Oh, right, Espoir. I forgot. I think some of your clothes will be done very soon, so keep it in mind.
Huh? That quickly? That's Rosaura for you. Rosaura simply answered with a giggle. Incredible, but don't rush yourself, okay? Pierrot helped me with getting some clothes for the next few days, so... That guy. I saw him a while ago. He looked really tired. Yeah, doing his nightly screaming and working on roofs at 4 a.m.
Tired? Did he stay up again while taking photos?
I don't think so. He didn't have a camera. I looked a bit confused. Why does Pierrot take photos in the middle of the night? I think he was doing the same thing when he heard my accident.
Oh, yeah. I think he sends those photos to magazines. You can see the stars really well here, so for him it's very convenient.
So, a photographer? Oh, okay. It was a nice night, the night I had a terrible, mysterious car accident.
But if Colombina said he didn't have his camera... Oh, I think I know.
You do?
There's going to be a birthday soon. Well, we're all basically doing a surprise party. Maybe he's doing something to not only surprise the birthday boy, but to all of us.
Well, he is an interesting guy. Maybe you have a point, Rosaura. Despite saying that, Colombina wasn't sure about the idea, and I wasn't completely sure either. It didn't take long for Nella to come back with the drinks, also with some coffee for Columbina to make up for arriving late. There were not a lot of customers. In the time we were all there, only 3 other people came by. When they came, Rosaura, Columbina, and Nella greeted them. It was a simple greeting, but reminded me of how out of place I was. Despite that, it was a nice moment to spend together, even if Columbina eventually had to go back to work. When we were done and went out of the cafe, I looked at Rosaura. So, what are you gonna do now?
Oh, well, I have a doctor's appointment.
With Darsha?
No, with Dottore.
Huh? Isn't Darsha the only doctor in town?
Oh, she is. Dottore is just a different kind of doctor. He's...
Before she could continue, a loud noise interrupted her.
What the actual fuck, Pierrot?
Pierrot and another guy were arguing. Rosaura and I looked at each other, surprised, but then she looked away.
I should go. I don't want to be late.
She didn't want to be a part of this. Wait! I tried to talk to her, but she was in a hurry. Her expression, she seemed to be nervous, maybe even a little bit scared. I looked towards the two.
Who the fuck do you think you are? Throwing rocks at me? I didn't even do anything!
Boys, please. Arleccino, did you sleep well today? What the fluff is that supposed to mean? Because I didn't even touch a rock. Your mind must be playing tricks with you. Bull crap. Why would I even throw a rock at you? I don't know. You're the a-hole here. Aw, boys, calm down, boys, please. What even is happening? A rock? I looked around and found a certain teenage boy hiding behind the bushes. Calm. Be patient with the children. With a smirk on his face. Why? Some people just want to watch the world burn. Oh. I turned back to Pierrot and Arleccino. They're still arguing.
Now, what even gave you that idea?
Oh, you are really asking me that?
They haven't even noticed I'm here. You're always walking like you're the best of us, and now you're asking me why I think you're an a-hole?
I appreciate your honesty, but I'm afraid your mind is really making stuff up. Do you want me to call Darsha?
He smiled, but his tone of voice was a bit passive-aggressive. See? You really think you're better than us. No, I don't. You little... The white-haired boy growled. It looked like he was going to jump on him at any second.
You two! Stop it!
I jumped when I heard Columbina's voice behind me.
I can hear you two fighting again. Don't you have any shame?
The two finally noticed my presence, and they looked a bit embarrassed. I didn't see her. Sorry. All right, I forgive you. I was telling Espoir. Ah! Hey! Enough! Why are you two even fighting? He threw a rock at me while I wasn't even looking. I didn't. You know I don't do that type of stuff. So did the rock just fly to my back out of nowhere? Maybe it felt threatened by your massive rock head and wanted to assert dominance. You're gonna get punched in the nose, Pierrot. Oh, really? Well, maybe I should put your head in a trash can. Why don't you do it to your own head first, you clown? You idiot! Look at yourself! What? They kept arguing. Enough! Seriously. Tartaglia seemed amused. Yep, he was behind this. However, it seemed that Columbina was able to control the two. Did you want to say something, Espoir? Yeah, I was gonna... Then a noise of a rock falling on the ground appeared. That's it! Oh, uh-oh. And then it was followed by the sound of a punch. When Columbina and I turned to look at the boys, who were fighting now... Oh, for fluff's sake! She didn't think twice before stepping in between and pushing them away from each other.
You two are acting like idiots. Arleccino, please calm yourself.
What? He threw a rock at me 2 times!
I didn't. Yet you just punched me in the face.
I have no idea whether a rock was involved or not, but do you two seriously think that fighting like this is okay? This is why Rosaura doesn't like being near when you two are together. Not only that, but you're fighting in front of the new resident. Do you two think this is a good impression? I stared at the scene. I was not expecting this at all. I felt, overwhelmed, angry, uncomfortable. Where's the option to be watching the scene like Michael Jackson eating popcorn? A little overwhelmed. It's a bit much. Why am I feeling like this? I never liked confrontation, less being involved with it. Why is this upsetting me so much? I could feel tears coming out of my eyes. Then a tear fell down. Then another one. Before I knew it, I was unable to stop my tears. It didn't help the fact that the 3 of them noticed me crying.
Sorry, I should probably go.
Without thinking, I walked away. Gosh darn it, Tartaglia! I eventually hid behind one of the houses. I didn't want to risk anyone seeing me like this. I took deep breaths. I had to calm down. I spent the next few minutes breathing until I heard someone. Hey. I jumped when I heard another voice close to me. I looked to see who it was. I was expecting Pierrot to be there, considering how attentive he had been of me, but it was the white-haired boy. He was handing me a handkerchief. I was unsure to take it or not, but in the end I decided to use it to clean my tears. Sorry, you didn't have to see that. I looked at him and took a deep breath to calm myself down.
I just wanted to say that I saw Tartaglia, and, well, he was the one who did it. I saw him hiding while watching you two fighting.
Dang it.
Listen, I am sorry for what happened back there. I won't put any excuses. I lost control.
Is Pierrot going to be okay? Oh yeah, he got decked in the face. Pierrot defended himself, but I didn't see him trying to hurt Arleccino back after he punched him. Yeah, Colombina sent him to the infirmary. He looked uncomfortable, yet also angry. Maybe it's best to not ask him about Pierrot. Hey, Arleccino, right? Are you okay, boo? Are you good? Huh? Well, you also got hurt. Is your head okay? It sounded like it was painful. Oh, it's fine. Not the worst pain I felt, but that kid definitely is stronger than he looks. He didn't seem too angry at him. But thanks for asking. Excuse me, am I interrupting something? Arleccino and I looked at Sandrone.
Hey dude, what's up?
Nothing much. By the way, Espoir, it's nice to see you again.
Anyways, Arleccino, I need your help with something.
Oh, sure. See you around then, Espoir. I nodded slightly and watched them walk away. I took a deep breath and walked out of my hiding place. This has been an interesting day. Maybe I should check on Arleccino or Colombina. I kind of want to see what... I think Arleccino was doing something cute with Sandrone. I can't help but to continue feeling worried for him. That, and I'm a bit curious to see Sandrone again. I wonder what type of relationship they'd have, considering their personalities. I took a deep breath before going to try and find them. The moment I put foot in the forest, I felt nervous. I didn't want to get lost. I looked back at the town, and then to the forest. I've made my choice. Did I get lost again? Gosh darn it, me. I think I got lost. I've been walking for a while. Gosh darn it. I sigh. Was this really a good idea? Was it? Was it, Espoir? Was it? You just had to go back into the forest again? Dang it. I heard someone close. Maybe I found them. I looked to where that voice came from and walked towards it.
Your bossy self. Do it like this. Try to imitate me.
I eventually recognized that voice as Sandrone.
No one is as strong as you. You know that, right?
Just try.
All right.
I found them. They're chopping wood. Right when I found them, I saw Arleccino chop a log of wood. Oh yeah, you guess you would need to chop your own wood because it's starting to get cold.
See? You can do it.
Yeah. I guess.
He seemed a bit embarrassed.
Thanks.
How do you feel now?
Better. Is this why you asking me for help? To help me relax?
Yes. Besides, being around nature calms me down. I thought it would be good to see if it gave you the same effect.
Well, the forest isn't so bad. It feels relaxing. Sometimes.
Nature is like that. Loving, just cruel. Even humans are like that.
It's a bit hard to imagine you being cruel.
If you say so.
It's not nice to spy, darling.
Ah! Don't go whispering in my ear like that, buddy! I felt someone's hand on my shoulder, making me freeze. It was Pulcino. He just smiled and walked to the two boys.
Ah, Sandrone, Arleccino. It's nice to see both of you.
The two men turned to look at
By
him.
the way, Sandrone, Dottor is looking for you. You know you have an appointment with him, right?
I see. Did a month already pass by? Alright. Sorry, Arleccino. I think we can continue another day.
Yeah, it's fine. Where shall I put the log?
Just leave it there. I'll go get it after I'm done.
See you later, little Harlequin.
I'm not little.
Aww. Pulcino and Sandrone walked away. Pulcino never said anything about me being there. He probably shot me a look as he was leaving. In a way, I was thankful. I mean, it would be embarrassing. Wait, didn't I do that to Tartaglia? Are you spying? No. I jumped when I heard Arleccino so close. God. No, I was just getting lost in the forest like I always do. He crossed his arms while looking at me, waiting for an explanation. I wanted to check on you.
Check on me?
Well, yeah, you did that for me, so we stayed quiet. At least he didn't seem angry. You know the way out of here? No. He sighed. Let's go. I nodded as we started to walk side by side.
Thanks for worrying.
Of course I worry. I worry about everyone. I mean, you were the one who got a rock to the head. He laughed. However, he quickly covered his eyes when some light got into his face. It wouldn't be weird, but he acted like it hurt him a bit. Are you okay? Yeah, just my eyes are sensitive. Oh, maybe it was the weirdness of this town, but only now I start noticing how he looks. He certainly seemed unique. What? You reading my thoughts too? Can you see my text boxes? Did he just... Your face is easy to read, and you were staring at me. I know I look different. I just noticed his ear is kind of pointy. Sorry. Oh, I didn't want to be mean, but I guess I am a bit too bold when I speak. I'm used to it. Oh, is it annoying? The sensitivity to light? Yeah, but your curiosity, not really. Like I said, I'm used to it. If it makes you feel better, I think you look nice. You look super cool, dude. He stared at me, surprised. Thanks. Seems he isn't used to compliments. Anyways, let's take you to the town. I nodded as we continued walking. Man, how much time was I there? When I finally got to the town, it was already very late. I guess it's almost as if time runs differently here. No, that's stupid. Is it? Well, time to go back to the apartments. I don't know why I'm always anticipating a jump scare. When I walked into the apartments, it was already night. I forgot how long it takes to go from the town to the apartments. No one is here, but I could hear two people talking. It was coming from the infirmary. I could recognize one of the voices as Pierrot's, but the other one... However, some steps behind me distracted me. At least now I could recognize the two who were behind me. You're going to have to apologize. Yeah. And also to Arleccino. He just nodded. Huh? Darsha knew about what happened? Did someone else tell her? Ah, hello, Espoir. How was your day? Good. What about yours? Good. Just a bit tired. At least I finally have some important files. Important files? Doctor stuff, I assume. Or files that were mysteriously misplaced. I looked at Tartaglia. He was avoiding my gaze. Now, I already know that a lot of the characters have stuff in common, but I just noticed that several characters have those really pretty golden eyes, and I don't think I noticed that before. I wonder if that is a clue to something. Darsha then looked at him. Are you ready? He nodded before heading to the door. Is this because of the rock incident? Oh, so you knew about it. Yeah. Did someone tell you? He did, on his own. He did?
I need some quiet here.
Tartaglia said. Darsha nodded and got quiet. Why did he say anything? Did he want to make the consequences less worse if he confessed, or did he feel guilty? Tartaglia then took a deep breath and then knocked on the door. It only took a moment until Pierrot opened it, surprised to see all of us. He was holding his sweater this time. Oh, hi. Did something happen? You got knocked the fluff out, Pierrot. He seemed confused. I'm sorry. Pierrot looked at Tartaglia, waiting for him to continue. His expression was serious, but he didn't look angry. For causing you to get punched in the face. Pierrot was still quiet. And for throwing a rock at you guys. He looked at the floor. I just...
It's fine.
What? Tartaglia stared at him, surprised, while Pierrot stared at him with a smile.
I said it's fine. I understand. And I'm not mad.
You're not?
No. That punch hurt like heck, but between us, I'm impressed about your aim, kiddo. I just hope you know you're not alone. I know that you did that because you were angry with something. And I'm not going to ask you why. And I'm not saying what you did was okay. Not at all. But the fact that you came to apologize on your own, that makes me proud. I'm proud of you for taking the first step. Just remember, you also have to apologize to Arleccino. He has a hard head, but I'm sure that hurt him too. Pierrot continued to smile calmly. And then Tartaglia took a step back.
Yeah, well, whatever you...
He looked around before just rolling his eyes.
Whatever.
Translation: Wow, what a great speech. Thank you, friend. He walked away. Did he not curse because Darsha was around? How is your wound? Oh, it's fine. It's not that bad. He laughed a bit. Surprisingly, it didn't make a bruise, Plus, Malvina really helped me back there. That's not all that happened, isn't it? Pierrot and Darcia stared at each other. I'll be fine. I just need some more sleep. Come see me later, okay? All right. He nodded. It's already dark. Don't stay up too late, okay? Yeah. Good night. Darcia then walked away to where Tartaglia went. She probably was going to check on him. Meanwhile, Pierrot was pulling his sweater back on. So, when were you going to tell me that you had fatherly instincts? Fatherly? He laughed a little. I just wanted to try and understand him and make him feel better. He's young. I want him to go on the right path in life. The right path? So, Espoir, did you have a good day? He smiled like nothing had happened. Oh, good. Are you okay? Did you stay at the infirmary all day? Let's go. I'll tell you on the way to our rooms. Well, okay. He started walking. He seemed serious. We eventually arrived. I have a condition that gives me heavy hallucinations. Normally these hallucinations they make me stay in a trance. I can control them with some medicine, but after I got to the apartments, I started to have them, and I fainted. What? It's fine, really. I think that was because I missed breakfast, too. What? He couldn't contain his laughter anymore. You cook really well, yet you forgot to make your own breakfast? Ugh! I forgot. I stayed up yesterday until late. I gave him a gentle push as he continued to laugh at my reaction. No excuses. You need to eat something now. He didn't eat, and now he had hallucinations. I didn't know he had to deal with that. It's fine. You don't need to worry about me. Don't say that. Pierrot, you've been there for me since the start. Wow. You saved my life. You found me a place to stay, made me food, and bought me clothes. I looked at his eyes. So please, take care of yourself, because I care for you. I care you. I said, taking a step closer to him. Pierrot stared at me, shocked. It was like he was at a loss of words. Like no one had worried about him before. He took a step towards me, looking at my eyes while holding my shoulders. Espoir, I'm
home.
We both got quiet when we were interrupted. It was a young man. I didn't know him. He had a suitcase in his hand.
Oh, welcome home, Flavio.
Thanks, brother.
Le gasp! What? Brother? Oh, wait. Is this where the demo ended last time? The two men looked at each other. I thought you would be back in a week. Yeah, well, my finals were moved a week earlier. Flavio looked at Pierrot, but he was doing everything to avoid my gaze. They do not look related. Well, I should go back to my room. I haven't really eaten today. Yes, I do the little, you better eat something. Again? Again? So this isn't a one-time thing. Fine. Here. Flavio then gave him a small box that had a piece of cake. Can I have some? What's this? Before leaving college, my friend asked me to bring them a lemon pie from my college, but I saw the cafe was also selling some chocolate honey cake, so I bought some. Do you have any more? Chocolate honey cake, ooh. Aw, did my brother get sentimental? Yeah, well, so you two are brothers? He's adopted. Well, that was a quick answer. I'll go check on Tartaglia and Darcia, so good night. Good night. He seems very blunt. Flavio walked away, not even looking back at me. Was it me, or I didn't make a good first impression? No, he's just a bit antisocial, but you'll get used to it. He put his free hand on my head and looked at me with tired eyes. It would probably be wise to let him rest. Oh, I guess you could have that cake to yourself.
We can talk tomorrow, okay? You just look really tired.
But
no buts, all right? Good night, Pierrot.
You better eat breakfast tomorrow, else I'll get you. Good night, Espoir. We both said our goodbyes before getting in our rooms. What a day. I should probably prepare for tomorrow. It's like the third time I dreamt of this place. Seriously, what is going on with these dreams? Now I know what this place is. What I want to know is, why do I keep dreaming about it? I know dreams can be weird, but this is too much. At least this time it's different. I don't like it, though. I never feel safe here. If something comes rushing towards me out of the darkness... What the heck? I take a step back and start running as the creature gets closer and closer now. Crap, Meld! Can't I just have one normal night of good sleep? However, my surroundings start to change.
Huh?
Due to me looking at my surroundings, I didn't see where I was going and tripped. Freaking great. I hurried and tried to get back up, but when I looked back... the creature wasn't there anymore. Are you okay? Someone looked at me, offering me their hand. I inspected their looks. A kid, just like last dream, but this time I could see them better. Their whole face and hair was completely black, but their eyes and clothes were white. That's equally terrifying! I looked at their hand and took it. He helped me up, his eyes focused on mine.
You should be safe now. The cacciatore isn't in this world anymore.
But the cacciatore looks delicious. The... what? What are you talking about?
I don't know if there's a name for this world. Let's call this the other world. It's the best I can come up with. I'm not good with names.
The other world? These dreams are getting too complex. Way too complex. The kids started to walk around me, inspecting me. Who is this kid anyways?
You do not look like a cacciatore or a little one.
I do not understand anything this kid is saying. Who are you? He thought for some seconds.
What if you name me? Like I said, I'm not good at naming things. I'm interested to know what you come up with.
What the heck? It's a dream. I might as well play along. Now, I'm sure there's something specific that should be typed here, but I don't know what it is. So let's continue with this naming convention and name him Umbra.
Umbra. Hehehe. My name is Umbra. Okay, I can go with that. I like it. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I wanted to give you some advice. It's not easy to talk to you. I'm not even sure if we'll see each other again.
What do you mean?
None of my other friends have been able to talk to you like I can. I assume I shouldn't even be able to do it, but there must be something special in you.
And why did you want to give me advice?
Well, because starting now, you need to be careful of what you say. Your words will start having more consequences.
What you say to him might help you in the end. Who are you talking about?
You'll see soon enough.
And why are you telling me this?
Because you will need the help. Sorry, that kinda sounded like a threat. I didn't mean it like that.
He was having trouble trying to figure out how to rephrase that better. Okay, it was kind of adorable. Okay, slow down, kiddo.
What I mean is that I think you can help my friends, because dark times are coming.
Dark times? The kid nodded.
Just remember, be patient and kind. Sometimes, kindness is enough. Tonight, you should check the roof. He will be there.
The roof?
Please remember what I told you.
I opened my eyes. It's still dark. What a really strange dream. What an oddly specific and instructional dream. I yawn, rubbing one of my eyes as I try to recall what exactly happened. The more I think about it, it made me remember an event that happened a long time ago, back when I was a child. The kid of that dream. Reminds me of a young boy I met a long time ago. My memory is blurry, but... It was a snowy day. While the details are unclear, I was walking back home, since it was getting late, until I tripped and fell on my face. I was so confused, until I looked back and found a boy who was trying to hide under the snow. Of course, me tripping with him, the snow he used to cover himself had fallen off of him. When he noticed, he instantly did his best to hide again. Not well, as it was obvious the strange bump in the snow was hiding someone. Soon enough, 3 other kids arrived. They asked if I had seen another boy running away. Before I answered, I noticed the snowballs in their hands. Considering the boy that was hiding, it was not hard to know that he was hiding from them. Without knowing what else to do and not wanting the kids to notice the strange bump in the snow, I sat down on it to hopefully avoid the kids growing suspicious. After I told them that the kid had run away after pointing in a random direction, they ran away. When they were out of sight, I stood up and looked back at the kid, who sat down on his knees once he felt my weight off his back. He was shaking off the snow that was on him, but then stared at me once he noticed me looking at him. He was trembling due to the cold. That poor kid. All I could do was offer him my hand to help him up. He wasn't much of a talker. All he was able to say was a small thanks. He seemed nervous to encounter those kids again, so I offered to walk him to his home. The only answer he gave was a small nod. The rest of our time together was just me trying to start a conversation. But he only listened to me. I haven't thought of that event for a long time. I hope that kid is okay, wherever he is. The roof. What was he talking about anyways? Tartaglia, where are you? I can hear some commotion outside. Kiddo? Huh? Tartaglia went missing? I should go outside. I hope nothing bad happened. I push my blankets aside and get up, heading to the door and opening it. Almost instantly, I found Darsha looking around. It didn't take long until she saw me too. Espoir, sorry, did I wake you up? Darsha seemed to be a bit agitated. I heard some commotion. Is Tartaglia okay? What happened?
Tartaglia, we can't find him.
Oh!
I heard someone opening the door of my apartment. I was worried, so I went to look for him, but he wasn't in his room. I looked outside, but nothing.
So, he ran away? Why? I mean, I guess teens can be rebellious, but in the middle of the night? And in a town in the middle of nowhere? No wonder Darsha is worried. I'm not sure why he walked away. He seemed fine after he fixed things with Pierrot. I hope I didn't miss any signals of him feeling bad. She muttered to herself, but I was able to hear it anyways. it was a bit sad to see her like this. As far as I know, she's a woman who works day and night. And it's obvious that she and Tartaglia have a deep connection. I see. I didn't hear anyone walking outside my apartment until now, but it was you. So you haven't seen anything either. Flavio is looking downstairs, and Pierrot is looking outside, but they haven't found anything. So even they were looking for him. Maybe he left a note? Not that I know of, but I should probably go look just in case. I see. Can I help? Sure, he hasn't been the nicest to me, but I also don't want him to be in danger. He's still a kid after all. And if he confessed to what he did to Pierrot and Arleccino, then maybe there's a part of him that is kind. Darcia seemed a bit surprised at my offer, but didn't look like she was going to reject the help. I would appreciate it. I'll be looking back at my apartment and see if he left a note or something. But if you find something, please tell me. I nod and look around as she walks away. But I don't think I'll find something on this floor. Look upstairs, look downstairs, look upstairs. Okay, let's see if I can find a sign of him up there. I head to the stairs and, God, it's too dark. I look up. It seems the lights are not working here. I sigh and carefully start to go up the stairs, holding the railing that was on my right. They should really fix this. It took me a while to get to the roof, specifically since I was doing my best to not fall due to how dark it was. Oh yeah, and I'm supposed to be coming up to the roof. But thankfully, the stars gave me some sort of light, and now that my eyes got used to the dark, I can see everything a little better. It's time to look around. I just have to be careful not to fall. Sure, there are railings here, but I should be careful anyways. I already had a car accident. I don't want to get another one. I don't think I would have the same luck if I fell down from here.
What the fuck are you doing here?
Ha ha, I found the child. Listen here, boy. You got everybody worried being up here on the roof. I can recognize that voice and stutter. At least this time he didn't insult me. So he was here all this time. I will be kind. I will be patient. He wasn't that hard to find, but who would have thought that he'd be here? I walked closer to him. I could sense that he was upset about something. I should be careful about what I say to him. I don't want him to get upset. He'll get upset if I say hello. Everyone is worried about you. Well, it's too bad for them. Ask what's wrong or leave him alone? I want to know what's wrong. What's wrong, baby? I sat next to him. I didn't want him to feel intimidated. And surprisingly, he didn't push me away. He just kept quiet. I simply stayed quiet. If he wanted to speak or open up, he could do it on his own terms. Tomorrow is my birthday. Oh. So he's the one who's going to have his birthday soon. Well, congratulations.
Don't. I don't feel ready.
So, you're nervous?
I'll be turning 17. And I'm not dumb. I know the town is preparing something for me.
I see. And that's something you don't want? Don't act stupid. It's obvious I don't deserve it. Everyone deserves something nice. Well, I can understand how you're feeling. But even then, everyone deserves to have something nice. I mean, sure, he's not the nicest kid, but he's still 16. In a way, he's still learning how life works.
It's not that I'm unthankful. I appreciate the efforts, but...
Don't make me cry, game. I simply looked at him, waiting for him to continue.
Not only do I feel like I don't deserve it, but I don't feel ready.
I'm getting closer to the day of being an adult, but I'm not... I really just don't feel ready for that. And I have no one else who feels the same way as me. Everyone else is over 21. They have already figured things out. But I'm alone.
Oh, how could you be so mean to the boy?
That's understandable. Hey, I'm 38 years old, and I only figured out my life maybe 3 years ago. It takes time. That's understandable. He looked at me a bit surprised. I mean, 18 is a very important age for anyone. You have a lot of expectations on your back when you turn 18. Yeah, the recruiters start coming for you. But honestly, who's prepared for that? Who's prepared to suddenly have the label of a legal adult one day? It's scary, even. That's it. It's not an excuse for his actions lately, but it's understandable. He's probably scared and lashing out to people he thinks have already figured the whole adult thing out. Besides, I have no idea what's happened in his past. I should listen to him once in a while. When I look at him, he was just staring. Not in an annoying way, but like he was listening to me. Not trying to insult me, just listening. I understand you feel alone. I mean, I also know that with just my words, it won't magically fix what makes you feel so bad. But even if I'm no longer at that age, I get how you feel. I once was also your age. And I also had to figure things out. Heck, maybe I'm still figuring things out. Aren't adults supposed to know everything? There's the biggest lie that we're all told. Adults don't know nothing, and we millennials don't know nothing either. Far from it. Sure, we may be more mature about various things that teens can't understand, but that doesn't mean we know everything. You never stop learning. And besides, even if you worry you'll forget yourself in this new stage of your life, that's not true. You're just growing up. It's still you. Despite everything, it's still you. And you have all the time to figure it out. It's not a race. Besides, you'll never be alone. You'll always have yourself on your side. Therefore, be nice to yourself once in a while and enjoy the good things. Okay, me to me. Wait for his answer. Give him a friendly pat on his head. Give him a gentle push on the shoulder. Hug him. I don't think he wants any physical stuff, so I will wait for his answer. He didn't say anything, but nodded. I have a feeling that he feels better. Is that why you came to the roof?
I get really stressed when I'm around people. I just wanted to think alone.
I don't like it when people go around me and try to help without giving me a moment to breathe. It just makes me want to scream and lash out. But I guess I'm not good at controlling it. Well, I can see why having a bunch of people around can be stressful, especially when you're already not in a good mood. Espoir? Is that right? It's the first time he's used my name. Hey, you didn't call me Bleep. Yes? Listen, I'm sorry for insulting you when you first arrived in town. I mean, yeah, that was mean, but you were just scared, right? I'm new and I'm an adult. I guess I was. I don't even know why I do that. I'm not sure why I was so angry. It just feels normal to be surrounded by conflict. I guess that's also why I caused Arleccino and Pierrot to fight. Oh, where are your parents? Who are your parents? I need to have a long conversation with them. I'm not sure. He then looked away. I don't think he's ready to talk more in depth about why he reacts so aggressively. Oh, I should let him get used to me first. Yeah, I didn't think he'd want any physical contact. There you two are. It's all right. Everything's fine. I look up, finding Pierrot in front of us. He stared at Tartaglia, getting on his knees to see him eye to eye.
You worried all of us. Are you okay?
I just need some sleep. That's all.
He then avoided his gaze as he walked away. But Then he stopped and looked at me. See you later, Espoir. It caught me by surprise. I would expect him to not acknowledge me. But I smiled and waved goodbye to him. I'm glad I was able to get to know him a little. Do you think he's going to be okay? Pierrot looked at me and chuckled a little as he helped me get up by holding his hand.
He'll be fine. I promise.
Hey, Pierrot, we found him. Flavio interrupted the moment. It seems he didn't expect me to be here. Why won't you say hello to me, Flavio? I know. Espoir found him. Darcia will be glad to see him. Of course. She was about to call Pulcino and Nella for help until he came down. Anyways, good job.
Oh, well, thanks. But maybe I wouldn't have found him if it wasn't because of that dream. Was it really a dream?
Anyways, we all should go back now. I nodded as Pierrot started walking back to the building. He's still holding my hand.
Aww.
Yes? Is something the matter, Espoir?
Say nothing. Actually, this is enjoyable. Nothing. Let's go.
I smiled. We continued walking. Flavio was waiting for us to go ahead of him for some reason. Espoir?
Yeah? What's wrong?
There is something I have to tell you. He stopped walking. Seems he was struggling with something.
Yes?
Remember the scream you heard last night?
Yeah?
How could I forget that? I must admit, there is someone else in town. He's unstable. His expression became a bit softer, sadder. Why does it seem that only the thought of that person pained him? By unstable, do you mean he has his own space, so he won't hurt anyone while my dad and Darcia find a way to make him stable again?
But why is someone like that here? Isn't it dangerous?
Of course, but he's not allowed near the others. For both our safety and his. Flavio interrupted us. Again. I almost forgot he was still here. But he's giving me more information about that person, so I'm not complaining. I deserve to know. The thing is that, with this town being away from loud and unexpected noises, it will help him remain stable. But lately he's become way more aggressive. Pierrot looked away, almost embarrassed. So they've begun to keep him sedated so he wouldn't hurt himself accidentally or anyone else. Even if it seems it's losing the effect more often, so that's why you heard him scream. At least when that happens, Darcia or my father quickly goes to help him. They're doing everything to keep him relaxed until there's a cure. I was surprised when I heard Flavio speak. I was beginning to think he would never say more as long as I was in the same room as him. I see. I don't know what to think, honestly.
Do the others know about this?
Well, yes. I just wasn't sure how to tell you. But it's okay. You don't have to worry. You won't run into him.
My sons are not very good at keeping secrets.
Father!
I can't help but feel a little disappointed. I thought I had raised you two better. Especially you, Pierrot.
Pierrot. Have I been pronouncing his name wrong? It's not Pierrot. It's not Pierrot. Pierrot. Pierrot froze and Flavio frowned. A person was at the end of the stairs, but it was so dark I couldn't see them.
It's not a secret. Shouldn't we be honest with the people who live here? They all deserve that.
The strange person got quiet for a moment.
Pierrot.
I looked at Pierrot. His expression was filled with so many emotions. Nervous. Serious. Scared.
Yes?
You've gone soft. Let's try and avoid that, okay? We'll talk later. All right, son.
Pierrot now looked defeated. All we could hear was the steps of the mysterious figure walking away. Why did they say that? Did they not want me to know about that? It's not something I was expecting, and I'm not excited at all. But at least I know. I looked at Pierrot again. He was just about to walk away until...
You don't have to do what he says.
Pierrot stopped, but didn't say anything or even look back.
Pierrot.
I'm fine. You don't need to worry.
He finally looked back at Flavio, just giving him a smile like nothing had happened. Flavio simply sighed and walked ahead, leaving us alone. Let's go. There's no use in staying here any longer. When we eventually got back, Darsha and Tartaglia were together. Darsha looked really relieved to see him again. At least this ended well. Before I was able to go back to my room, Darsha stopped me by gently putting her hand on my shoulder. Hey, Espoir, do you have a minute?
Yeah. Is Tartaglia okay?
Yes. When he feels better, I'll talk to him. But anyways, I just wanted to thank you for helping. You told me you found him.
Oh, it's no problem at all.
She simply smiled gently before speaking again. Before I forget, you must know that soon we'll be celebrating Tartaglia's birthday. Tomorrow, some of the townspeople will reunite here at 10 a.m. to organize everything. If you want, you are more than welcome to join us. Well, it might help to distract me from the current situation.
Sure, I'll go.
This is a tough decision. I miss my home or this place isn't so bad. I mean, it's all right. It's all right. It's fine. I can't help but feel comfortable here. Maybe this place is better than my home. But in the meantime, all I can do now is wait. I say goodnight to Darsha before going back to my room. I'll see what tomorrow brings.